Welcome to The Spot, the official podcast of the Protein Spot. We're more than just a meal prep cafe. Our mission is to make healthy, balanced nutrition as simple and convenient and affordable as fast food without sacrificing quality. We use real ingredients, create meals, coffee, and protein shakes that fuel your active lifestyle, whether you're an athlete, a busy parent, or just someone who wants to feel their best. On this podcast, we'll share our story, talk about the business behind building a healthier food culture, dive into practical nutrition education, and bring on athletes and experts to inspire and motivate you on your own journey. At the end of the day, it's all about building community and helping you fuel your goals, one conversation and one meal at a time. This is the Spot Podcast. Let's get started. All right, guys, today we got not one, but two fitness people, legends in the studio. And they might be the fittest couple on the planet. Is that like an official title?
I don't know, but we want it.
Yeah. I would say it would be a pretty official title in the CrossFit world.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're up there right now though.
We're up there.
I'm bringing our average down, sorry.
We should consider, hear me, High Rocks, you already got it. Now you got CrossFit. What if we did like a couples thing?
I'm in. Well, we did a High Rocks like together.
Oh, that's
once.
true. They have like the...
Yeah, they have like the mixed pairs.
I think we've got the best time. Out of all the couples that have done it,
Yes.
we've got the best time. So I would say maybe
We're just going to own it. And if anybody has a problem with it, like come race us.
Yeah, let's do something with that.
We claimed it.
us.
We're the fittest couple right now. And if you don't think that's true, come work out.
Do you know, random question, do you know Colleen Foss?
yeah.
Yeah, she's married to my buddy Sanan. They just got married. I was just thinking of another couple that would give you guys a good run. That might be it, but...
Yeah, she we've trained with her a couple times. Oh,
Sweetest
no, sorry.
human.
Wrong Colleen.
You guys both have like the most impressive biceps in female CrossFit. So.
But I do know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Justin, two-time fittest man on earth, won the CrossFit Games. What years were that?
21 and 22.
21 and 22. And Ellie, obviously one of Australia's top CrossFit athletes, competed in the games, what, 3 times? Mm-hmm. 3. Nice. So you guys are kind of coming off of game season and season all together.
Yeah.
Been a busy run.
Yeah, it's been crazy. This year, there's a whole new fitness league that started that's like rivaling the CrossFit Games season.
Yep.
But they have 3 competitions in their season. So we have that on top of our already jam-packed season. I normally only compete, like 3 times?
3 to 4 times.
Yeah, 3 to 4 times a year. And then you stack those 3 on top of it. And now you're like doing a competition every like 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
and
that's a lot.
It gets spicy. I mean, we used to just have the CrossFit Games that are in August. And then obviously you got to qualify for them, but you're pretty much training all year for the CrossFit Games. And now there's like 7 other competitions that you have to train for. So
you're never not training.
Yeah, you're never not training, or I mean, you're kind of just, you have like a 4 or 5 week block training for this competition. Whereas before it was like, you have these big training cycles that you get to do where you feel like you're increasing fitness. Now it's just like piecing training together to try to get ready for this next comp. So it's been a spicy season, but it's been fun. We're on like the home stretch of it right now. We got our next comp is in Aberdeen in Scotland.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So we got a big travel there. That's in the end of October. And then the finals for that other league that I was talking about, World Fitness Project, is in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
So we got 2 big travels.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the CrossFit Game season starts again in February.
It'll be right back up.
Right back to it.
Yeah.
So.
And then Ellie, you're coming off of that little bit of a transition. You went CrossFit and then whipped my ass in the Ironman.
Yeah.
You smoked me.
What was your time?
Oh, shoot. It was like 6 hours and 10 minutes or something like that.
I mean, I didn't whip it.
Yes, you did. You beat me by like almost an hour. I remember seeing you on the bike and I was like,
really?
oh no.
Yeah.
I didn't see you out there, but
Yeah, yeah, you wouldn't have. Yeah.
I've had a bit of a back injury that I've been dealing with, so I decided to pivot a little bit and try something else. Running, biking, and swimming all felt really good on my back, and I actually, not many people know this, but I have more of an endurance background than I do a strength background. But yeah, so I got back out there, got into my endurance world again, and it was really fun. I definitely want to do some more, and I do want to do a full one day, but I think I can keep doing 70.3s and it not take away from like my CrossFit training. I think it only like adds to it. Whereas if you do a full Ironman, it's like that's what you're doing. Like you can't be CrossFitting.
That volume's like unsustainable.
Yeah, you can't be CrossFitting in between. So yeah, I'll do that probably like once I retire. But for now, I want to keep doing the 70.3s, maybe like one a year.
Yeah.
One or two a year.
It's weird too how like 70.3s or any of those like longer distance things, it feels like they like pull you back in a way that's really strange. Like right immediately after, you're like, well, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
and then like a week later, you get hit by the ad that's like Ironman Boise's coming back, and you're like, well, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly how CrossFit works as well. Yeah. You're like in the competition, you're doing it, and you're like, why do I do this to myself? Like, why am I here? And then you finish it, and you're like, like, maybe I could do it again. And then like a week later, you're like, let's go. Like, let's get back into it. Yeah. Yeah. It's a crazy feeling.
Well, I think the reason why I kind of wanted to sit down and chat too, just because like talking to you guys a lot about like some of your competitive background, you both started competing like from a pretty young age. So like athletics has been something that you guys have kind of like grown up in and been molded by, really. But like when it comes to like what the Protein Spot does and like my super deep passion for like nutrition, I think like the biggest hindrance for people is the mindset of restriction versus fueling.
Yeah.
And no one understands that better than like high level athletes. And I really truthfully believe if more people, your everyday Joes, looked at nutrition from the stance of like fueling for the life that they're living versus this restrictive mindset around constantly thinking what they shouldn't be eating, it would like change the game for them. So that was kind of like the precipice for getting you guys on and chopping it up a little bit. But I'm just curious, like got a couple little questions here. Like with you guys in your careers, when you guys were young and started competing, what was kind of like, did you have like a moment where you knew like this was the career path you wanted to choose in regards to like fitness? Like what was sort of the introduction there? And like, when did you realize it was like, oh, this is going to be a career thing?
Yeah. I mean, both of our stories are very different. So it'd be interesting to like kind of hear both of ours. But for me, I kind of fell into it. I've always loved sport, always like been super competitive, but never been the best at anything that I've done. Like there's always been someone else, some other thing. I always felt like I worked the hardest, but I grew up doing wrestling and football. I was like a really good wrestler in California. Didn't like win the state tournament, but went to the state tournament multiple times. And California's just a very tough place to wrestle. Ultra competitive. It's most other, like all the other states, they have like D1, D2, like all the divisions for their high schools. And so there's multiple state champions. Whereas California, there's one state champ for the whole weight class. And California is like the most populated state.
I was about to say, it's like one of the biggest states.
Yeah. So like the ranking in California is a lot. Like if you're the state champ in California, like, you're a bad dude. Yeah. You're a bad dude. So for me, I made it to medal rounds, but never got on like the top 3. They medal only the top 8. And I was going to go to Boise State to wrestle. I started CrossFit in 2012, training. I was 13 at the time. So I was doing it to wrestle, to help my wrestling and football career. And then I went to Boise State to wrestle. And like a week before practice started, they cut the program. Didn't really know what to do. I was definitely not playing college football at Boise State, and wrestling was gone, but I've always been super competitive. I have done CrossFit competitions, but still very much view CrossFit as just a way to train from other sports. Never really viewed it as a sport itself. Yeah. But always thought the CrossFit games were really cool. And I was like, the next 4 years while I'm in school is probably my best opportunity to try to make the CrossFit games before I have to go get a big boy job, and kind of just committed those 4 years to like trying to become a games athlete. And I ended up my sophomore, junior, senior year, I got 3rd, and then I won the next 2 years. As soon as I kind of like set that goal, and it kind of like fell in. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I never do anything to lose, but my goal wasn't like, I want to win the CrossFit games one year. You know, it was just like, be cool to be a games athlete. My first year I got on the podium, and I was like, well, I mean, if I can get on the podium, like, like where else can I be? So that's kind of how it happened to me. I've been did it for a long time. And then
you had volunteered at the games too, right?
Yeah, I volunteered in 2015, way back when I was a teenager.
So like 15, 16 years old.
Yeah. So then in 2015, that was the very first year they made a teenage division. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to make it. So then I didn't even try to do the qualifiers. And then I went there and I watched the teenagers, and I was like, I mean, I wouldn't get last in that division. Like I could beat a lot of those guys, I think. So then the following year I tried to make the teenage division and it didn't make it. And then after that, I was just like hooked, you know, just really liked competing in it and things like that. But, yeah. What about for you? You started a little bit later. It took me from 2012 to 2020 to make the games, I guess, at like a high level. And she did it in like a year.
Yeah.
It wasn't a year. But
It was like 14 months.
I guess I was like a little bit different in the sense that I grew up in a country town as well, but there wasn't a lot of other like sporty females around. So like everything that I did, I was always like the person to beat, I guess. And I was playing pretty high level. We have something called netball and then basketball. Like at a young teenage age.
Netball is basketball without the backboard.
Yeah. And there's some other
there's
different
other
rules, but like if you want to picture it, it's like that. Yeah. And then I actually went through like a pretty severe eating disorder in like my middle teenage years. And then as I was sort of like overcoming that / like getting back into sport and exercising again because I couldn't exercise at all during that time. I found CrossFit and I've got a very addictive personality. And once I found CrossFit, I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Like I'm going to make the CrossFit games. And I pretty much like recovered super quickly from my eating disorder because like I had a new goal. I had like this new purpose in my life. And yeah, within like a couple years, I had made the CrossFit games.
That's crazy.
I'd done like a pretty like small local competition and then, but like my second competition I'd done was qualifying for the CrossFit games.
That's insane.
So
my third
CrossFit competition was the CrossFit.
Yeah, I think I'll try this working out thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're actually kind of really good at it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, it's like, I mean, definitely like your journey with like food, but even from me wrestling, it was crazy to think back. Like I would sleep like all day during wrestling. Just like thought that's kind of like how it was. And then I like thought back, I'm like, dude, I was just like, food was just like a number on the scale for me. So like just the less I ate, the lighter I was and the better I was. But then like just, I never even once, like no one ever talked to me about how nutrition can affect things when I was that young. And you'd have like times you just kind of like crash out on the mat and like kind of like third period comes around and you got no juice left. And then right after I come off the mat, I'm like going to bed, this and that. Don't get me wrong, you're cutting weight and you're pushing your body. But then also like, it's like, oh, in the past like 24 hours, I've had a peanut butter and jelly and a Pedialyte. Like, yeah, that's it, you know? And like, you can definitely lose weight, manage yourself, but fuel yourself kind of correctly. And that didn't really come for me until I finished wrestling and then started eating for like fuel, you know, to get bigger, stronger, faster, and more athletic. So,
yeah, I think like I started to say like, you don't want to get on a soapbox, but that's kind of why we're here. Like it is a bit of a soapbox because I'm interested too, just from your perspective and being from Australia, but like the lack of education around nutrition and nutrition science in our youth is crazy. Shocking. Like, is it the same in Australia or is it kind of a similar deal?
I would say there's a much bigger discrepancy here. I've noticed a fairly big difference in education around like a healthy lifestyle and differentiating that between like if you're light, you're healthy. Like that's not always the case.
It's more of like an image.
It's a visual.
It's much more
thing.
aesthetic based here, I think. Yep. Whereas in Australia, it's like there is more education. There is a lot more like opportunities to eat healthy. I would think like it's much more accessible. It's cheaper. Like all these things. Whereas here, it's like it's hard to eat healthy. Like, and it's hard to like find the information that you need because it's like all like wrapped up in like aesthetics and looking a certain way.
Yeah, the education component I think is massive. I think we underestimate how much that is. And I'm interested to dive in a little bit just from your background with like eating disorder stuff because obviously like I had my own experiences with that. And it's like we don't have enough available education. And then the education that is out there education
Yeah.
is all geared around selling you something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's tied to like, if you look at almost any educational piece out there about nutrition and diet information, it's all geared towards like selling you on one religion or another.
Yeah.
It's like keto or it's South
Paleo
Beach or
or whatever it
paleo
is, yeah.
or Weight Watchers, whatever it is. Like I remember being like 13 years old and using my mom's like Weight Watchers point slider. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's crazy that that's what our system's tied up to. But I think it goes beyond the education system. I think it's our healthcare system too.
Oh, 100%.
Because I look at like doctors walking around.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think they're getting an education.
Dude, I
on it.
remember I went in high school, and that was when like I first saw it. Like I was wrestling, like I had abs, I was muscular, I was lifting weights, but I was shorter and stockier, but like was a very fit individual. I'm competing in CrossFit, one of the best wrestlers in the state. And just like, what's like no, it's not BMI, but like they just take your height and weight. And then I was obese for like my age.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and the doctor was like, wanted to prescribe me things just because I was obese.
Oh my God.
And then they wrote on like, that was my reason for visit.
Yeah.
And it was just absolutely absurd. And then, yeah, it's kind of crazy how it is. And I felt like I'm definitely more educated than the average person in America. But then even her coming over and like just getting peanut butter at the grocery store, and you look on the back and she's like, look at all the things that are in your peanut
There's
butter.
75 ingredients in your peanut butter.
It's like, it's peanut butter. It should be like peanuts, salt, and
He had no idea. I think I've ruined him because like now, like I look at ingredients on not like like how much carbs, fat, and protein are in it, but just like the pure ingredients in things.
Yeah.
And now when he has something that has like sunflower oil or like something like that, his stomach gets so messed up.
I used to have like an iron gut. I felt like I could like eat anything. And then I cleaned up my diet, and now it's like I can really feel the difference in the quality of food that I'm eating.
Absolutely.
It's crazy the difference that it makes. And like my sweet treat is cereal. Like I love cereal.
Yeah.
That's like my thing. And like and then obviously I start looking at the ingredients, and like I don't eat the healthy stuff. I'm like, if I'm gonna treat myself and have cereal, I'm getting freaking Fruit Loops, Frosted Flakes, whatever it is. But then to look at the ingredients list and like Fruit Loops here, and then go to Australia, get Fruit Loops from the same company, everything's the same, but they make it different just to meet the rules that are in Australia. Like they could easily just give us the same Fruit Loop box here, and like you go there and look at the ingredients list, and it's like half the size.
It does feel like there's been a lot of progress on that in the last couple of months.
No.
I don't want to be like bipartisan in chasing that down, but like all of a sudden I'm seeing like all these companies are removing these ingredients that have been like flagged.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, why is that a partisan issue?
Yeah.
And they're like getting pushback on it from one side or the other. And it's like, why?
This is crazy.
Like, I don't think our kids should be having Red 40 dye. It's probably not like ideal in large quantities. But then the flip side of that is like, they probably shouldn't be having pure cereal for breakfast anyway.
Yeah, no, 100%. I don't think I've ever had a bowl of cereal for breakfast. Like it's my dessert at night before I go to bed, which also probably isn't ideal, but you got to treat yourself every once in a while.
Yeah, that's an interesting piece of it, because it's like I think there's a lot of things at play, but there's a weird balance between like ultimately all the data that you look at from a nutrition science perspective shows that like if calories and protein are equated for, body composition outcomes is kind of the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're higher carb, higher fat, lower fat, whatever. If calories and protein are equated for, it's kind of you're kind of in the clear in regards to body composition. And so for us at the Protein Spot, like we really stand on like these two nutritional, like we plant two flags. It's like get adequate protein, which is not what's recommended on your food label. Yeah. It's more like a gram per pound of lean body mass. So get your adequate protein, and then control for caloric consumption. Yeah. So like match your consumption to your activity.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why like the ingredient thing becomes so relevant is because these like ultra processed foods that we tend to have so much access to at the grocery store are so hypercaloric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like insane. And people have like a little bit of cognitive dissonance around like how long it takes like to burn some of these things off.
Yeah.
It's like if you take like a single ingredient food, even if it's like super, like people are so scared of carbohydrates, but I'm like, if you take like oatmeal or you take fruit or any of these things that are like on their own single ingredient foods, the caloric value is pretty low. There's really not many natural things out there that have a really high density of calories. Like peanut butter would be like one of them, right?
Yeah.
But also like peanuts in their thing is this, and then we're grinding them up and eating them by the spoonful. Like, like that's probably where the problem is.
I think it's funny is what like most people that, you know, come up to us and they can see that we work out and that we're athletes or whatnot.
They can
but
see
like,
that you work out.
Yeah.
That's the difference here.
They'll sort of ask like,
They'll know if you like carry your medals around.
We'll walk around and it's like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. And like, I remember it was like after I like won the games twice, I'm like, hey, I mean, I'm fittest man.
Yeah. I've been to the gym too.
Yeah, I work out.
but like people will ask us mostly like, oh, you must eat like so much protein like that. And then when it's like, actually it's like, yes, protein is a massive part of what we eat, obviously, but like for performance, like we have to eat an excess, probably an unhealthy amount of carbohydrates. And like, I think it's funny because people are so fearful of carbohydrates. They don't understand that like, if you want your body to work and function properly, like that's a big part of like your body's needs.
Yeah.
And so like that's where the sort of the thing about being like fit and then healthy, like I don't think what we do and what we eat all the time is like healthy. Like we have to eat in excess because what we're doing is like
extreme.
Yeah.
Extreme.
And to hit our calorie goal and like our carbs and stuff like through pure like healthy food, like is the amount of food that you have to eat is insane.
Yeah.
You know? But like we try to like at least keep like the 80-20, 90-10 rule of trying to get as much as you can. And then like what the easy way to do it is like I just buy powdered Gatorade and dump it in my water. That's when I train. And then you get 60 grams of carbs during a session. You're like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, we get our like healthy like meals in, but then, you know, like to fuel up for a session, like we have to eat high sugar, high carb food.
Yeah.
And that's just like not what would be recommended if you were just trying to base like your recommendations on like health.
Well, I think like one of the most shocking statistics that I've read recently was that the average American consumes more calories than they take steps in a day. Wrap your mind around that one.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, the average American takes in around 3,400 calories a day and averages 3,000 steps.
I was going to say, I heard that the average step was like 2,500 or something. I was like, no
so
way.
low.
Yeah.
And so like, I think where a lot of the concern around carbohydrate tends to come in is like protein is essential.
Yeah.
If you don't eat it, you die.
Yeah.
Fats are essential. If you don't eat it, you die.
Yeah.
We have to have it for proper metabolic function, for hormone function and everything else. Carbohydrate is fuel for the gas tank for what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, if you're taking 3,000 steps a day and you work a desk job, like, no, you probably don't need 300 grams of carbohydrate a day. You're probably overfilling a gas tank that's like not getting used.
Yeah. For also people that are watching, like we're training 5 to 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
So
that was going to be my question.
So I just wanted to make sure that people know that like we probably eat 400 grams of carbs, 350, at least for myself, of like pure food. And then I'm getting an extra 100, 150 through like sweets.
But what would you, have you guys tracked it at all in recent history? Like what is like your daily consumption calorically?
I don't know what my like calorie intake is, but like my protein, I try to get more than 220.
Okay.
And then
so there's like 800, 850.
Yeah. Fat is probably like 120.
Okay. So
and then carbs, depending on where I'm at, can range from like probably like 400 to 600, depending on like, but like at 400
is still only talking like 3,500 calories.
Yeah. Which is crazy. And like when I'm in competition and training volume starts to get really high, that's when I'm starting to eat like just like candy, 2 of those Gatorades just to get 120 extra like grams of carbs just to get sugar. But those are only trying to revolve around training and like while I'm working out, because those are all like fast absorption carbs that I'm burning as I'm using them, instead of, that's the problem with cereal at night. It's like I just eat it and then go to bed.
Alex, chat GPT it. How many? What's the average American consumption calorically? Because this is my point, is that like you guys are training like 5 to 6 hours a day. Like every time I text you, you're working out. Yeah. It's like, oh, we train from like 10 a.m. to 1, and then I like take a nap and eat some cereal, and then we train from like 3 to 7, and you're like at the Boise track, like running wind sprints or something. And you're eating the same caloric consumption as the average American, who I can assure you is not. Like I think only like 22% of Americans reach the minimum guidelines for exercise. Yeah. Right now, which is 120 minutes a week.
Yeah.
So that's 2 hours a week, and they're eating the same amount of calories as you are. Training 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
That's mind blowing.
Yeah. I mean, my problem is always not eating enough. You know, like I burn a lot, and I'm trying to. You got to fuel for what we're doing, and we're pretty much always on each other to eat more. Like we're not having the issue of overeating just for how much that we're training. That's why I'm scared to stop training. So then I'm going to have to not, I was like, when I'm going to have to start really cutting back on what I eat when I'm done training if I want to look similar.
Did you find anything on it?
I did. It's close to 3,000.
Yeah. 3,000 calories a day, man.
That's probably like around what I would eat, or like a little bit more.
Yeah.
On most days.
Which I feel like I don't know it well, but just like talking to her, but like females around nutrition is really difficult. It seems like for them to fuel the females that are athletes.
Yeah. Let's like peel into that a little bit. You mentioned like the eating disorder thing. What was kind of like what would give us the rundown on that?
Yeah. So honestly, I got diagnosed with my eating disorder before I even knew what an eating disorder was. I was just very like driven from a young age. And when I started getting to like these high level sports, I was just trying to get the edge. And then I started getting even better, but like losing weight because I was training so much. And then I was getting like picked up more, and like coaches and things were noticing me. And that just sort of like started this obsession. And it wasn't, for me, it wasn't even about like the food. It was more about like, I just got obsessed with the number on the scale and like that being lower every day. In saying that, like it was around for so long that obviously like I knew everything that was in food. I knew like calorie, carb, protein, like everything that was going into my body. But like I would say through my journey, I have definitely had to be careful with finding this balance between health and fitness and performance of like, I have to fuel my body appropriately, but I also want to be healthy. Like I don't like, being able to perform at the top level, but then feeling so like inflamed and groggy and all these things because like I'm putting so much inflammation into my body through like these foods. So like
from like overconsumption.
And, like not even overconsumption, but like overconsumption of like the wrong things. In the sense of like, okay, like if I have like cereal, candy, like Gatorade, like all these things in a short space of time, like, that night I'm probably going to feel pretty shit. So it's about like being able to still like fuel myself appropriately, but it's like, okay, well, like instead of having like Gatorade, I might have some coconut water, and instead of having like candy, I'm going to have some dried mango, and just getting like a little bit like different like nutritional value, getting some more like vitamins and minerals. Obviously you can't do that all the time.
Right.
But like for me, that's what I've found that I can like, it helps both like mentally for me being able to be like, no, like I'm fueling appropriately, but I'm doing it through like, I'm doing it on my terms in my own way.
Yeah. I think that's like such an important piece of it, because I think like one of the things that you're touching on there that a lot of people, I think that so many people have gotten used to not feeling good.
Yeah.
That they don't notice when things impact them negatively.
Yeah.
And like I was thinking about this because we just took a trip to Boston. We had a work conference in Boston, and like I very rarely drink alcohol. Like, very rarely. And I drank while we were there 3 days in a row, which for me is like unheard of. It happens like maybe once a year. I'm like 5 days removed from that trip, and I'm still not back. My resting heart rate's up. My sleep score's been in the tank, and I'm still like not feeling 100%. And when you look at it, like the average American male consumes like 8 to 10 alcoholic beverages a week.
Yeah.
And it's like when you get so far out of touch with like the way that foods make you feel, because you always just sort of, you kind of get out of touch with that. And I think that's one of the most important things people can do is like, if you can like start to get away from some of those things, start like just keeping a note in your phone of like, had this, an hour later, this is how I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's the best about like tracking your food and kind of knowing where you're at and just like kind of figuring out what your body responds to better and worse. Like there's definitely foods that I know that I should not eat before I'm doing like a lot of conditioning, you know, or whatever it is, and like, and how my body responds. But what you were saying about the drinking, my dad, shout out to my dad, just stopped drinking alcohol.
Oh, hell yeah. What's your dad's name?
Anthony.
Congratulations, Anthony.
Congratulations, Anthony. Yeah, snaps all over.
Yeah, snaps.
But he dropped 15 pounds in a week.
Just from alcohol.
Yep.
Just from alcohol.
That's all he changed. And now he's just cleaned up his diet. He's not working out. He's a super active person. He's always just working around like our yard doing those things, but he's down probably in like just over 2 months. He's down 40 pounds.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. I mean, he was definitely like overweight, but like, it's just crazy that all he's done is clean up his diet and like the change has been insane.
And alcohol.
How much do you think he was drinking?
Quite a bit, but he wasn't like, he just like, he works in the yard and just drinks beer while he's working.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just kind of like what he does, but
most of the time, like even if I go out and drink, I'll track the calories from it.
Yeah.
Like,
he's drinking Coors Lights, you know, just working around the yard.
But they're like 100 a Coors Light is like 100 at a time, and it doesn't make you full. So you just like stack 6 of them bad boys up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's nothing.
It's like a quarter. That's a quarter of your daily caloric intake from alcohol.
It's crazy. I don't think people just even just like reading the labels, tracking your food, and just getting familiar with like what a cup of oatmeal is and like what a banana is and like for carbs and what's even in it. Like people, I don't think know like what types of food like are carbs and vegetables. How do you get healthy fats and all those things from your food? And I think just getting in touch with that stuff, that was at least the biggest thing for me when I started like getting more in touch with what was going in my body. It was just tracking the food. And like, I think my Fitness Pal is what I use, that you can just like scan the code and it tells you the protein, fat, carbs, and what it is. And like, oh, dang, did not know that, you know?
Yeah, I think what most people don't realize is that physiologically speaking, weight loss and body composition is actually understood extremely well in the nutrition sciences. Like from the neck down, we all function extremely similar when it comes to like, we've evolved for, like, you know, we're very in tune with like fueling ourselves. But the problem is that from the neck up, food noise, satiety, like all of those things are so individual, not to mention people's like individual variances with activity and stuff. So like for me, I still have to like track my nutrition like almost daily. Like I keep a loose macro calculator at all times. Cause if I don't, I'll just go off the rails, man. Like 100%. I'm that dude that's like, I'll be at the still getting like 2 pints of ice cream and I'm never full. So like if I don't have like guardrails in place, I'll send it.
That's fair.
At all times.
That was a big thing for me, was like getting rid of, for me personally, like I can't track macros. Like that is a slippery slope for me.
Because it becomes obsessive.
It's like way too obsessive. Yeah. So that was a big step for me, was like, it was holding back my performance, honestly, because I had these numbers in mind that I was like, they're my ride or die numbers. And then letting go of that and just like eating when I was hungry, like stopping was freaking scary. And honestly, like you've got to really like trust yourself a little bit.
But since you did track though, like you know about what like, things are, and I think that's the people need to understand that a little bit.
I know very much still like in the back of my mind like what I'm eating.
You could probably tell me like what your macros were like today.
Roughly,
like,
but there's no longer that like attachment to it, which I needed for that period of my life and like overcoming and trying to be the best athlete I can be.
It is funny, like when you spend a lot of time like looking at calories and macros, you do get so dialed with it to where you can like look at something and kind of tell. Like at the protein spot, we'll have like, you know, our head cook and stuff, like they'll come up with like a recipe and they'll like bring it to me and he'll have gone through the macros. Yeah. But like I'm the one who approves nutrition label. So like I'll go through and do the math on it before. Sometimes he'll bring me something and he'll be like, I think I did them right. Like I'll look at, and I'll just look at it and be like, nope. I can like, you can look at it and know. And I think for most people, there's so much disconnect between the amount of calories they use in a day versus how much they eat, that piece of education. Like if people would just keep a food, like I don't think that tracking your macros year round for the rest of your life is a great idea. Yeah. But I do think that like if you're someone who has like who is like looking to get into it, I think doing it for a season is 100%. Critical.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's an education piece that you'll never forget. Like when you realize that like, okay, I can eat these 7 Oreos. Yeah. But it's going to take, I got to run like 8 miles to burn those things off. Yeah. When you start to like understand the way that our body processes fuel, it just changes the way that you consume things.
Yeah, I do think it helps a lot with education purposes of like just knowing what's in your food, like what's going into your body and like how much you're eating. Because, I mean, like I probably do it now as well. Like you're spreading peanut butter and like you think you've put on 20 grams, but it's actually like 50. Like you need to be able to like step back and do that just so you have like an awareness of like what you're actually eating, because
what a serving actually looks like.
Yeah. Like,
and we still do check-ins. Like probably like for me, it's like when every like couple months I'm like, okay, I need to like recheck and like weigh my food out, make sure that the proportions that I'm seeing are actually true. And sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes I'm eating more than I thought, but there's also times where like, oh, I thought I was eating 400 to 500 grams of carbs, and I did the math and I'm like, dude, I'm only at 350. That's why I'm so tired all the time, you know? And you can fix those changes and just notice huge differences.
Yeah, and even, I mean, we are very much in tune with our bodies, but like waking up really tired and groggy or like being really sore all the time, like you start questioning like, oh, like maybe I should do a little check in here. Maybe we should like track our food for a little bit and make sure like we're actually doing what
look under the hood a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, nothing else has really changed. Like there's has to be a reason why I'm not recovering right or why I feel like this. But it is hard for people in like the general population that they might not know that they feel shit. Like they might just be like, yeah, I wake up tired. Like it's early in the morning. Of course I'm going to be tired. But like, I think, there is definitely a gap there in like education and like how to help people like understand themselves a little bit more.
Yeah. I think like the biggest thing is like, I'm interested to get your guys' perspective, but if used to when I would work with clients in the gym as a trainer, the first thing, if I had someone who was like pretty new to it, the first thing I would tell them is don't change your habits, don't change anything. I just want for 3 days, we're going to keep a detailed food journal. Yeah. I just want you to write down what you ate, how you felt, when you ate it. Yeah. Don't try to do calories. Don't try to do none of that because I could do it for them. Yeah. Just keep a food journal for 72 hours and let's get an actual look into like consumption.
Yeah. No, I think things like that are just so simple. They're not always easy, but like just, I think if you do want to start that journey, it's doing just simple things like that, just to be aware.
Have you guys seen that? Like, it's like one of my favorite memes. It's like when you're tracking your calories and like they go to the Mexican restaurant and they have like the 4 tortilla chips and it makes a whole tortilla. And it's like when you realize that you just ate 15 tortillas at the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, before your meal even comes out.
You just put the chips together and you're like,
that's me 1,000%.
Yeah. To be fair though, I always tread lightly because I do know like how impactful like, you know, there's on social media, like just in the media in general. I always make sure to tread lightly because you don't know what other people are like going through in the sense of like what their relationship is like with food themselves, what they're going through at that time. So I think I'm very passionate about wanting to help people like through education, but then also like find a healthy relationship with food where they can live this healthy lifestyle, but also not be so obsessive where it's like they're thinking about it 24/7.
Yeah. Well, you're an empath. Like you like, you know, that's coming from like that place in your brain where it's like, I like sort of have that, but at the same time, like having gone through my experience of like losing 100 pounds and like working with clients, that's probably why I wasn't the best personal trainer.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, I'll give you a ladder to get yourself out of that hole, but I'm not climbing down there with you.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we're like having these issues, our relationship with food's probably not going to be good for a minute.
Yeah.
We got to kind of like take this thing head on and like figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's such a different, it like changes for everyone.
Yeah,
Because again,
100%.
from that neck up, it's so different. Everyone's battling something different. Because 1,000 years ago, if you just wanted to live another week, you had to like go out and chase down something and kill it with your bare hands to just survive. Whereas now, like, I can DoorDash crumble to my house and never
so
get off the
easy.
couch because I had a bad day.
In like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Quicker than going out and getting it yourself.
I told Ellie the other night, but it was during Coop's wedding, so it was a couple months ago now. I bought a box of Pop-Tarts, and one night I was like, didn't have a bowl. I don't have a bowl of cereal. Probably like maybe I don't even have it that often now. But I brought a Pop-Tart up to bed, and I was like, I'm gonna have a Pop-Tart in bed. It's been sitting next to my bed for like 3 weeks now.
Oh, really?
And
You
now
didn't
it's just
eat it?
like every night I like go to bed and I'm like, I want it, and I was like, I'm just gonna sleep now. So now I just see it every night and just managing my temptation to get it.
Not me,
but it's
dude.
also
That thing would be gone.
it's gonna be gone quick. Yeah. But it's also like I enjoy like if my friends want to hit me up and like, hey, let's go get ice cream or something like that. I don't feel bad 'cause I'm like, no, I do have the control and I do want to be able to go enjoy myself. I'd rather go eat ice cream with friends than a Pop-Tart in bed by myself.
Yeah. And to Ellie's point, I think that piece is critical. Like once you start to like understand that nothing's restricted, like that was a big deal for me was like when I went from, and it's that whole conversation of like restriction versus fueling. Like once you realize like, yeah, you want, like you can lose, like if your goal is to lose weight, you can eat that sleeve of Oreos and lose weight.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to pay the piper somewhere else.
Yeah,
You're probably gonna have
sure.
protein shakes the rest of the day to like keep yourself in some kind of check. It's like nothing's off limits.
Yeah.
No.
And I think that's a big deal for people because I think when people start trying to get healthier, the first thing they do is, okay, well, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this. And it's like all their favorite things, they start to just take off the menu. And it's like, that's not going to work.
No. And I think it's just good, like, at least for me, when I do things, like, I have to have a handful of, like, non-negotiables that, like, these things are going to happen no matter what. But then there's these other things that I can kind of play around with. It's like, for my 3 main meals of the day, I need to eat real food that are, like, nice 3 well-rounded meals. In between there, if I'm like, oh, I want a bowl of cereal at night, or I want to have a Pop-Tart at the end of the day, or whatever, I'm like, I can do that, but I need to make sure that I'm eating my 3 good meals, especially while I'm training and trying to be the number one person in CrossFit every single year. But it's different for everybody. Like I was just talking about my dad. It's like, I try to tell him, I'm like, hey man, like, let's just drink on the weekends, or let's like, just try to change this one. Let's try to drink like 100 ounces of water a day, like whatever it is. But my dad's someone where it's like, it's either all in or all out. He can't do, oh, I'm just going to have these few things that I'm going to do and I'll slowly lose weight. It's like, no, I'm either going to eat 100% clean, not a single drop of alcohol, and I'm going to do it. Cause he's been 250 and then 180, like just like will completely like change his lifestyle. But then also I think you're not like creating habits, I guess, because you're
Like
just
sustainable
like
habits.
sustainable habits. And that's what it's about, because I think some people get too locked in, they lose this weight and they drop all this weight so quickly, but then as soon as they hit their number that they wanted, like they're just going to go back to their old habits. It's about creating like a manageable lifestyle that you can sustain forever. And for me, that means having a bowl of cereal a couple times a week. You know, it's something that I know I can manage and do and sustain it for a long time.
Well, one thing I'd love to get you guys' help on is going into the new year. I think we're going to do like an educational piece on like a New Year's, like how to approach like, you know, your New Year's fitness goals from a nutrition standpoint. It'd be great to get like, especially Ellie, like with your passion from your experiences. And we need more of an empath like view on some things. Because if I'm doing all of it, I'll be like, no, put the cookie down. Like step away. Yeah. So it'd be good. All right. Last questions. We'll kind of wrap it up and get out of here. What's your favorite thing from the protein spot? And then what's your favorite thing that lights you up in life right now? What are you really excited about?
For me, I have been on like the beef enchiladas.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why they're so good. I think it's just like one of those meals that I like can't make it home.
Kind of dense and like
it just tastes. It feels like a sweet treat to me, but it's like the best.
Well, we have green chili chicken enchiladas coming next week. So
okay,
we'll
I'm
going
to be
we'll
on those. Yeah. But anyways, that's probably my favorite meal right now. I know what Ellie's is probably going to be, but and I think the thing that's getting me most fired up right now is I've been kind of putting a lot of like time and effort into like media, and like CrossFit's such a big community-based thing that we've been kind of trying to get back into the community. Programming a competition this weekend. It actually starts tomorrow, but we just like programmed it. We're going to get out there and hang out with everybody, do that. We just did this road trip called the Relish Project.
Saw that. Yeah. Sick.
Which I'm so pumped about. We're going to actually release a documentary here in like 4 or 5 weeks. But we traveled from my home gym in Northern California down to Southern California, randomly dropped into gyms, got to interview people about their fitness journey, why they do CrossFit. And it was just the most fun experience. So I think just for me, it's using my reach in the fitness world and just kind of, and like I train at home all the time, but to get back out there has been super fun and rewarding.
Yep. Ellie, before you go too, let's talk about this really quick. Mountain West Championship, you programmed it, right? Here's what happened to me. I'm going to throw someone under the bus on this. My buddy, Nate Illingsworth, came to me and is like, oh man, I really want to do this Mountain West Challenge. Like, will you do it with me? I was fresh off the Ironman. I didn't want to do it. But what did I say? I said, absolutely, man. Let's do it. We'll do it together. I said, my only thing is we're not doing rookie.
Yeah.
We're either doing it or we're not.
All or nothing.
And he's like, yeah, man, 100%, I'm in. And I'm like, cool. So then what do? I start hitting you up about tips. I start doing CrossFit. and then he texts me out of nowhere one day. He's like, man, I think I got to go down to rookie. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, all right, dude. Cause, and then not, I'm like, that's fine, whatever. And then a week later, man, I don't think I can do this. So he dropped out. So he's totally out. So yeah.
That would have been great.
I know.
You could have partnered with Justin.
Yeah, I would have hopped in with you. We could have done elite.
Dude, what the heck? Yeah, we could have RX'd it. I could have sat there and watched and you could have just won.
No. We'll break that thing 50-50 right down the middle.
Yeah. Unless it's a 500-pound squat.
Yeah,
and then
fair.
That's you.
Fair.
All right, Ellie, you.
I'm going to be good first, but then I'm going to reveal my real favorite.
Okay.
So my favorite meal is the Mediterranean steak bowl.
Okay. Off the hot bar or out of the grab and go? Or is it like you like them both?
I like them both, but I mean, grab and go is is my go-to just because it's super easy. My favorite though is the Monster protein balls.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I could guess that. As soon as I said mine, I wanted to change it. I'm like, she's gonna say it.
The Monster protein balls are good.
I have a big sweet tooth. Like,
yeah, she does.
I love chocolate.
Like, I want a bowl of cereal at night. She wants like chocolate.
Like, I love chocolate.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Desserts is like where it's at for me. If I could just eat sweet stuff like 24/7, that would be like the thing.
Yeah. So they're great because the ingredients are great. I can, have them at night and they hit the sweet treat mark for me. And then probably for me, something that's been really exciting lately is we just did a house remodel. And
is it done? Are you guys in it?
Yeah, we're done.
We're in it.
We're 90. I want to say like 96% there.
Yeah.
We've got there's a few little touch up things they need to do and some lighting and whatnot, but we're in the house. We've got the deck. It's great, and I think that's been a really cool thing for me just because I'm not from here, and I did make the big move across, and it's been really nice to do this together and make it feel more like home.
Yeah.
It's really hard when your home doesn't feel like home and then the new place doesn't feel exactly like home and you're sort of in this limbo area. So that I think this has really helped me be able to put my touch on it a little bit on the house, on the home. And then, it's helped it
feel like yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important.
Yeah.
Home is important.
It is.
Yes.
Especially we're there all the time.
It just reminded me too, our also side passion is coffee.
Yeah.
And we have a pretty sick coffee setup. And for my birthday, she got me a latte art class. So that's all I do.
You need to get with Alex on that.
Oh,
dude, yeah. He travels around with an espresso machine in his pocket.
Dude, I am
wild.
all in on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I appreciate you guys' time. Look forward to getting to work on the nutrition course.
Yeah.
To pull you in on that.
Sweet.
100%. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Spot Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a conversation. And if you're local to Boise, stop by the Protein Spot and grab a meal, a smoothie, or just come say hi. We'd love to see you. Until next time, stay fueled, stay strong, and remember, healthy doesn't have to be complicated. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Spot.